Hello and welcome to another absolutely outstanding potential here. We've got Mike Bertucelli, and I think I'm getting your name pretty close if I'm right on that. Your last
You
name,
are
that is.
you are close enough.
Well, I always try it as a teacher. I always hate getting the kids' names wrong, so I always like to give people their correct names. But so we have Mike here. Mike is the designer of the Wolfpack game, which is recently out. So most of you will be getting it if you have not got it already. And forewarning, um, if you pick it up, make sure you're wearing your back brace. It is probably one of the heaviest games that I have. I think maybe Mr. President might have been heavier, but I'm not quite sure. But
It's
it's
pretty
really
heavy.
good. It's really interesting.
There's a lot of cardboard in there.
Yeah, I think we killed enough trees on that one. So,
Yeah, cardboard.
but very good, Mike. It's we've been on before. We've done Mr. President. We've done some tank duels. So I'm glad to have you back on, and congratulations on getting Wolfpack out.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. It's been a crazy couple of weeks.
Oh, I bet all the stuff that comes out with whenever you got a new release comes out. We've been around a few times and watching Mr. President and things like that go, and knowing a
Um,
couple other designers, they kind of like to sometimes hide when the game comes out because all the flaws that you guys work so hard to not have come out and everything
yeah,
like that. So,
you got that right, but it's inevitable. But
yep.
we're trying to keep up on them. There's only been a couple of little small things that we've caught so far, and appreciate everybody that has been looking it over and pointing things out to us. We do appreciate that. And I see we have Nathan Wise Guy History in here. Just shout out to him. He did the first playthrough that wasn't involving me, and he did a great job on his playthrough. Did a really really good job. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, Nathan does a great job, and if you guys don't know him, please look it up. It's Wise Guy History. Look him up. Join his channel. He does a great job. I love watching him on that as well. So the way we're going to work it out, first of all, what I want to say is one of the things that has come back that we've kind of noticed is that people are like, "Well, where do I start?" And or if you have any questions about what something means, just go to the first couple pages with the definitions, terms, the introduction. I know as a wargamer myself, as somebody that's gamed enough, I usually skip those first couple pages. But going through this before the stream today, I found that it was very, very much helpful. Very, very helpful to go through those pages a little bit detailed, take your time, do a close reading. I haven't got to annotate it yet, but I'm about ready to, especially as we go through this. I'll probably be annotating it. I love to write in my rule books. I really don't care. I write in my own books. So I don't know why you wouldn't write in your own textbooks or your own rule book. So make sure you do go ahead and write in them. And it's not that glossy paper, so you can actually write on it. So I do appreciate that, Mike, by the way, with that,
Yeah,
because sometimes those glossies don't write on so well.
no, they don't.
So, well, we've got plenty of people here in here. We've got James Gorman's in here. He's ready to go. That Christoph, who we already do, we know pretty well. Paul Dangle's in, and then Camp. Are we going to yell alarm when the depth charges fly? I don't know if I will yell alarm, but we'll see what happens. We
Yeah,
got the meandering Mike.
let's hope we don't have flying depth charges.
Yes, yes. Hopefully we can skip through this scenario or this mission, the mission we get through without too much damage, but we'll see how it goes. Eric's
Yep.
in the house, so is Simo. So we've got yeah, is the rules available on GMT's website, Mike? Do you know?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, yes. Yeah, so there is a PDF. You can print them out. There's just enough color in here that I think I would spend more printing it out than I than anything on that one. So we're
iPad.
looking good.
iPad.
iPad. Yeah. I like my physical. I'm not a big, not a big digital on my rule books and things like that. But now I did wear my nautical themed hockey hat. So we're in Toledo. So we have the Toledo walleye, which is a hockey named after the walleye, the fish. So I've got my fish hat on. So we're gonna go in the ocean. So Well, Mike, you know what? So real quick, this is how we're going to go about this. We are going to teach as we play. Mike's going to go over a few things first, but really, the best thing to do. There's not really a real reason to go over the rules in depth before we play. It's definitely one of those things that you just kind of you start playing, and then the rules will go through it, and that's what we're going to do. Oh, Hairbane Games is in. Thank you, Tim.
Oh,
Excited. Yep.
excellent.
Excellent. Yep. So Campson agree with you on that one. So, hey, Ruffy's in the house. So we
Yes.
got there we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and so we're gonna go as like I said, Mike's gonna do a few kind of going over a few things, kind of talking about the board, which I'll put up here, and we'll lose our faces here because y'all don't need to see us. You need to see the board, and we'll get into the game. And the idea of this is not going to be it's going to be a playthrough, but it's also going to be a teach. So we're going to go pretty slow as we go through with the game, and then we'll have it there. So, Mike, I am going to hand it over to you, and I've got the board up. So let's go ahead and get it. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in, and if I can remember to do it all, I'll put them up. Or if I know they're going to be answered, I will probably wait until they are answered. So, Mike, the floor is yours. So let's go ahead.
All right. One other thing that I will mention is Tony will send these videos to GMT, and they will also be available on the GMT website. So it will be an
Yes. Yep.
official feed. Like Tony said, we are going to take this in steps. One of the nice things about teaching this game is it's easily taught in steps as they occur during the game. So that's how we're going to approach this. So what I want to start off with, of course, it's about the German U-boat um, uh, struggles in the North Atlantic against the convoy, the Allied convoy ships trying to make it to England and then back to the States for resupply. So we will be trying to sink as many convoy ships as we can. We are going to play the campaign. So you're going to see a full campaign teach. And we have decided that we're going to commit to the short campaign, which is the first 3 war periods. And I will go into more detail about that. But there's a possibility if at the end, if we want to, the rules do have in there that we can continue with the full campaign. We'll make that decision at the time. But right now, we're definitely committing to the short campaign.
And just so everybody knows, that will not be today. We won't be finishing it today.
No,
So we're going to do the campaign, but we're not going to be able to. We're not going to finish it today.
Absolutely, we probably won't finish the first patrol today. We do campaign teach to go through. So I want to go through a few things. Everybody's looking here on the board. You can see my mouse on the screen. There are so you can see we have the playing board is here. There are 2 sides to this board. There is the ocean, where the convoys and everything that happens, and we have some track on the right. Let's start on the left. Of a concept that I want you guys to understand. It'll come up a lot in the teach that you're looking at this one map here, but there are really 2 portions to this map. One is the approach segment of the map, which is these outer boxes that go around the map, as you can see here. These are the patrol section. So basically, this is abstract, the U-boats approaching the convoy. The convoy is in here in these boxes. But while we're out here in these boxes, we could be 20 miles out approaching. We know that the U-boat commanders know that the convoy is here. We know where it's going. We can see smokestack or smoke on the horizon. All the U-boats are gathering to launch the attack on the convoy when we get down to the patrol. So I will be talking about the patrol section. I will be talking about this section up here. The other part is the attack section, which is down in here. You have these round dots and these squares here that have numbers on them. These are all called spaces. This is part of the attack portion of the map. So I will call this the attack map and I will call up here the approach map. So that's the two difference between the portions of the map. And you'll see in a little bit how that all works. I do want to zoom in a little bit on the map to show how you maneuver around. So I'm going to come up here in the corner, get nice and tight so you can see. You will notice that there is uh, a blue patrol box and a red ASW box. These boxes are for the escorts to be in. These two boxes here are where U-boats can move. So a U-boat can move from this box up to this box in a turn. And then you'll notice at the very top here, there's some lines, that little arrows that point from this box to this box. So the U-boat will move from here. If he wants to move in this direction, his next move would take him to there. Then he would move here, skip those because we have these, again, this little line up here showing you. It would move to here, here, and so forth. You will also notice that there are a group of movement boxes around each of these red and blue boxes. So in the corner, it's just these two boxes are associated with these two here. When we hit the top and bottom, it's 4 boxes are associated with these two. We come down to the side, there are 6 boxes associated with these boxes right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they are all associated together. That will matter when we are in the attack portion of the ASW phase. You'll see how that works. So that's what you need to know on this part of the board. Over here, we have a turn track. We have some convoy speed, weather, time of day that we'll be tracking, turn track, victory track. We have a sequence of play over here. You'll notice that a few of these are lit up lighter color. So these are the only things that we'll be using when we're on the first part of the game on the approach map. Once one U-boat makes it into the attack map, it opens up the rest of the sequence of play. And as that happens, we will teach. Down below that, we have a depth track. Each U-boat has a counter representing the U-boat and the different depths that they can be at. We'll get into more detail as we do that, but that's this. And there's another track for the escorts over here. That is the quick overview of the map. We'll go into greater detail, like I said, when we start the patrol. So what we're going to start with, Tony, is we're going to start with the campaign and getting the campaign set up.
Okay.
I'm going to bring up some player aids that we will use to, I don't want that one yet.
So, by the way, if you have your game, go ahead and pull it out, and you can pull out the player aids, and so that way you can see what we're talking about as we go through it. So, you know, it's always good as a teacher. I always like to have the aids on hand. So, if you've got them, I would recommend grabbing them. So you've got them. If you don't, just come back and watch, but then you can see the ads, and we'll put the player aids up. But sometimes it's just easier to see them in your hands. So I've got my player aid right with me. So, and I'm of course I'm watching along with Mike as well. So let's go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. So early war campaign, that's what we're going to do. The overview. The early war campaign covers the early months of the Battle of the Atlantic from October 41 through June 42. So we'll be playing that time period. This campaign covers 3 war periods. You will see that the campaign is broken down into, the whole campaign is in 6 war periods. We're playing the first half, so it'll be the first 3 war periods. Each player, we're going to select a U-boat from the Flotilla campaign log for the current patrol month and appropriate crew experience sheets for each participating flotilla. So as we're going to get all of this stuff together, we're going to get our writable sheets for the campaign log, and on the back side, crew experience. And you'll see that in just a minute. Right now, we need to select what U-boats that we're going to play and get all of the player pieces in front of us. Well, in the Vassal module. That's very simple. It's done for us. Except, Tony, let's decide on, do you want to, how about you be W, X, and I'll be Y and Z?
Sounds good. I'll do W and you do X, and then you.
Okay.
Yeah, I do WX, you do YZ. That sounds perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to show the first one right here. So this is Y boat. This is what we're looking at. You have your U-boat board that you'll put in front of you with two players. We're each going to run two U-boats. Now, there are some scenarios you don't have to. Some patrols, if you're doing really well and you don't think you need to take out all four U-boats on a patrol, you don't have to. You can take, you can even skip entire patrols and take zero out. If you've won the war period in the first two patrols and you don't need to run the third patrol, you can just skip it altogether. So yeah, there's some agency there for you to manipulate. We've got, so this is what a board looks like. It's got a bunch of information on it. We'll go over it as we play. I wanted to show that. So that's what we've done. We picked ours on YZ. Tony, you are WX.
Yep.
Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to separate all the card decks. There's 6 card decks, shuffle them all up, done for us in Vassal, of course. And then there are some starting experience points, tonnage and flotilla points. So every U-boat starts the campaign with a number of experience points and tonnage already sunk, represented before the time frame of this game, based on its position in the flotilla and on the flotilla log. So basically, these numbers right here are going to be it's not going to show up on there. Okay, sorry about that. So these numbers here are the starting. So boat 1 has 30 experience points, 30,000 tons. Boat 2 in the flotilla has 25, and so on. You will see how this works in just a second. And we have 24 points for our flotilla. So coming up, here's our flotilla. And like I talked about over here, this is boat 1, 2, 3, 4 of the first flotilla. Right, first flotilla, boats 1, 2, 3, and 4. The actual U-boats themselves, what type they are, and then how many experience points and tons. 30,000 is times 1,000, so 30,000 tons he's already sunk. We have
Mike,
some. Yes.
Mike, real quick. Are you online? Because I don't see you on a game in a room.
Oh, you know what? That's a good call. I am not. So let me get online so you can come in. Did you download the latest F?
Yeah, I have the F1 up. I actually have it up and going. So yes.
Perfect. Let me get
so you can probably just go out and go back in. But
yeah.
can you set up small encounters, few freighters, and a corvette, or is it always large? It's always larger. There's smaller and larger. There's 2 convoys in this. So while Mike's getting into this, there we go, Mike. I see you now. I was like, wait, something's not right here because I wasn't seeing the thing around. So it's kind of all set up already when it comes down to it.
So did you? What's going on here? My game disappear?
No, I got you in here. You probably just need to sync with me.
Okay.
There we go.
Excellent. All right, you see everything again?
Yes. Yeah. No problem at all.
Good deal. All right. So going back to our campaign log.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now you can take a single patrol out. You don't have to do any type of campaign.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because you can just do a patrol if you wanted to. So yeah,
you could do that. You can also just do we have a starting tutorial mission, a real easy with no ASW, so no escorts attacking you. You're just gonna maneuver around and learn how to, find your targets, line them up, get a solution on them, fire torpedoes, try to sink as many as you can. So that is, for beginners, we recommend that you start with that. You learn everything about your U-boat, and then you can tackle the AI. The AI is quite simple, but to describe it all, it looks pretty daunting on the play aids, but it really isn't very difficult at all once you see it. So I'm hoping
Yeah,
these.
once you go through it once or twice, you're like, okay, this makes sense. But yeah, looking at like if I were to just show it to somebody, they were gonna like, what kind of language is this?
Yeah,
So
exactly. But once you see it, it's really quite simple. Um, you'll also notice on our track here. So I talked about the boats and their experience, and what happened to all of our experience. Okay, Tony, could you write in on these things? Could you
yeah, I can. Yep.
30, 25, 20, 15 on all of them going down as I go through this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pick two each going to pick two boats from any of the available U-boats that are in these flotillas. We have flotilla 1, 3, 5, 7, and 2. Um, this 1 through 7 are all type 7 U-boats. The second flotilla has type 9s. So you're able to choose whatever you want. I've chosen one and I've got it set up to show you what it should look like. On this label right here, have you marked any? Because I don't see them showing up.
No, I haven't. I didn't know which ones you want me to do. So
All of them, everyone going down on the experience. So every
oh,
flotilla.
okay. So let's see. 30.
No, not there. I'll do one for you.
Okay.
So 30. So 30 goes here, and then 30,
Oh, gotcha.
and
I
then,
see where you're at
and
now. Yep.
then
Okay.
30 goes here, and then 25, 20, 15 going down.
Got it. So 25, 20, and then 15. Got it.
Yep,
20.
yep, and then all the way down the row like that,
Gotcha.
all the different ones. So I have I've chosen Seventh Flotilla, the second boat, which is U-71. I want to take that one out. It's got 25 experience points, so it'll give me some leeway to be able to do some crew improvement with that experience. And I'll show you how that looks when I bring my boat up. And we are it may not be here anymore. I may have to redo this. So Y boat was going to be used. Yeah. So we right click here and we go U-71 second boat of the seventh flotilla. And then I write it up like that. It shows up here in the corner of the U-boat. So now I know exactly where this U-boat is on my sheet. So Tony, you're gonna want to pick two U-boats, and I'm gonna need to pick one more. I was thinking about just taking the next one down, the third one down of the seventh of the same one, U-96 of the seventh.
Okay. So what let me grab my notebook real quick just so I've got
Okay.
it so I'm writing.
I'm going to go ahead and put Y here. This is what it should look like when you pick a boat. So each one of these, I can show you right above. Each one of these ends is a month, and this boat here is not available for the first 3 months of this campaign. It becomes available January 42. So ours will end up looking like that when we're writing them up. So we would go here, and then we haven't done this month yet. So it looked like that. Y is going out in October of 41. And I'm going to do the same thing for the one down below, but this is going to be Z. So Z boat, I'm going to also take out.
I'm gonna do
And then
U-81 up on the first flotilla.
go ahead and put all your stuff on your boats that you need. 96. U-96 for me.
The differences between the 7s and the 9s, I believe it's the depth. Is that correct? Or some of the turning radiuses?
I'll show you right now on the board because I have here. Let me just finish this really quick. Third boat.
You guys know the way technology works. You have it all set, ready to go, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. All right.
Okay.
So
Well, at least I've got the ones we're gonna do. So you
I
have
have
your-
mine. You have yours. Okay, yours shouldn't be Y. You should be W and X.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. I'm Y and Z.
Yep, I gotcha.
Okay. So let me show you the difference. So as you can see here, this is a 7. You're going to be looking at the flooding um, bar. If you look at the 9, you have 2 extra boxes. So they're a little bit more hardy. They're a little harder to sink. There's more boxes. The downs, and they also have 2 rear torpedo tubes, where the 7 has 1 rear torpedo tube. The main difference is the Type 9 is not as maneuverable. So when you're underwater, you cannot turn as good as a 7, and you cannot surface as fast as a 7. So, and those are pretty significant differences. So there's a definite choice to be made. I'm going with 2 7s because I want to be maneuverable, and then we can send more U-boats out on patrol. So what happens at the end of the setup, we can choose to send some more out, and they will go out, they will do their patrol, we will have nothing to do with it, and when our patrol is done, we'll see what happened to them. And basically, you're sending them out to get experience points. So I like to send some of the 15ers, like the ones that don't have much experience, send them on one of these patrols, and maybe they'll get some. And maybe send out maybe a couple of 9s to get some experience, things to help you out. Okay, so we each have this, and Tony, you need to finish writing all this in over here.
Yep.
On both sides, and then I'll go ahead and start talking about the rest of the setup. We've got so we did all this. This is what we're doing right now. We have our 24. We'll put 24 flotilla points at the bottom of that, Tony, at the bottom
Got it.
that you're working on. And then we're going to go to patrol setup instructions O. Anytime you see a blue box with a letter in it, you can't see it on here. I'll show it to you later on when we do the other. I'm on a PDF and it doesn't work, but you can see it right here. There's a blue box with the O in it. It's telling you player aid O. Anytime you see, and you don't see it on this, but you will soon, page references. I'll point those out to you guys. Early war campaign conditions. To win, we must win all 3 of these patrols. October through December, January through March, April through June of 42. We need a combined victory score for the first patrol war period of 66 points. We will add all of the victory points from all of our boats in each of the patrols, trying to get to 66. 70 for the next war period, 76 for the third war period. And then over here, we have instant losses, auto loss if we lose too many U-boats. First war period, if we lose 6 or more, we lose. 8 or more, 10 or more. So that is the auto loss conditions. Now we're going to go, and then down here, full campaign option, like I told you earlier. You can play this half campaign. If you're winning and doing good and you want to bring it out to the full campaign, you certainly can continue. Now it's telling us to go to O for setup, and I'll bring that up right now. So this O is used for all of the campaigns, because now we're actually going to set up our patrol. So assign U-boats, select U-boats, which we just did. We grabbed our U-boats and we put all of our identifications and stuff on, so we know exactly which U-boats we're taking out. Now, during the setup, there are a thing called flotilla points. And at the bottom of this campaign log, you can see that we have 24 flotilla points that we can spend. We will also be spending our experience points for our boats. Like Tony, his W has 30 experience points that he can spend. And X has got 25. I've got 25 and 20 for my two boats. And we have 24 to spend for setting up, and they're called flotilla points. And I will show you what those mean now. Don't need that one anymore. So each patrol setup reroll costs 8 flotilla points. So you'll see this little icon up here at the top with the card deck with the arrow pointing up. That is the repull icon. So whenever you see that, you're allowed to repull whatever you're doing. You can pull one additional card, hoping for a better success. You must stick with your second repull. You can't go back to the first pull. And then you'll see a 17 inside this white box. Everywhere in the play aids, when you see this, that is a rule page reference. You can read up on this on page 17 if you ever need, more detail. So assign the U-boats. Select the 4 U-boats for the patrol. So we just did all of that. And if we had any U-boat that was in refit, that wasn't ready to go, we could spend 8 flotilla points to speed it up a month. So there, later in the war, you might have to put rush on repairing your U-boats. So it costs 8 points per repull. We have 24 points, which means we have 3 repulls available to us. And you can't go, if you pass on something that you decide you don't want to repull and you end up with extra at the end, flotilla points, you cannot go back and repull later. But that's okay. All those flotilla points will roll over for the next patrol. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go convoy size, which is right here.
All right, Mike. Also, one thing before we get started, which is not a problem, which actually I prefer the way you have ran this. It is a card system. There is no dice. It is a card system. It's a card draw system. So, if you've played Tank Duel, if you've done, Fields of Fire, they're all the card draw for the dice rolls. So it's not actually a dice roll; it's actually a card draw. So I'm decent at card draws. I suck at dice. So I'm right. This is right up my alley on that.
That's the only reason why he likes this game is he can actually pull a card. So you will see here at convoy size, and whenever you see this little dice symbol, it is going, like Tony said, it'll be a card, and we will show it to you when we pull it. So at convoy size, you look for, is it a large or a small convoy? We are October 41 through June 42.
So it'll be the first column.
So it'll be the first column. So the chances are more likely that we're going to get a small convoy, 60% chance. 40% chance a large convoy. This isn't crucial. Of course, we'd like a large convoy. I don't know if it's worth spending 8 points to change, but you can if you want to. So, Tony, if you'll pull a battle card.
Yeah, I agree. Camp says I'm setting myself up from bad card draws. I'm hoping so, because I want to show the game off. I don't want everything to go perfectly. It just isn't good. So, okay, so a battle card, here we go.
So everybody can look down here at this battle card. Let me get rid of this. You'll notice I'm going to make this battle card larger. You can see it on the screen there. We're looking in the middle there. 1 to 4 is the die roll that we pulled. There are other things on this card. You'll see the little boxes around the card with clear white boxes and some with some check marks in them. Those correlate to those boxes that I showed you in the beginning around the patrol section of the map. There's one in the top left, one in the top right, 2 in the top middle, So you can see that like on the board right down below here. Left, two middles. This would be the right over here. That corresponds to all of that stuff. On the left-hand side, we have ASW sonar checks. So when they're using the sonar on us, we'll be using that portion. Below it is the evasive maneuvers for the U-boats. The middle top is used for when the escorts, will they drop depth charges on us, or do they not have us lined up perfectly enough? They want to make another run at us. So, you're not guaranteed to be attacked every turn. We talked about the die roll in the middle. Bottom middle is the random number generator, like Fields of Fire. So there are four random numbers with the outcome below them. Uh, Middle right is ASW radar. If they are fitted with radar, they'll use that. If they're not, they have to do visual search, and they'll use the bottom box of that right side. So there are multiple. All of the card decks have multiple uses in them. So that's what we're looking for. So we rolled a 4. What was the outcome on a 4, Tony? The outcome
4. So that will be a large convoy.
There we go. We got lucky. So we'd like that.
Yep, that'll start off. I'm pretty happy about that. Now we've got to do the convoy speed.
Yeah. So, and the way that worked was this up here is a large convoy. I'm going to go zoom out a little bit and show you how that works.
Yeah, on the physical copy, you just flip the board over, guys.
Yep.
A lot of the stuff that Mike's going over is very similar. If you've played any of the Skies Above the Reich, same idea. The boards are two-sided. A lot of this stuff, you should look for. If you've ever played those games, a lot of the way the cards are set up and stuff like that should look familiar to you because it's very similar. And I know, Mike, you kind of took inspiration from that.
Oh, yeah. I love Jerry's games. He's a good friend of mine. Actually, I wanted him to do this game. He told me, you do it. I said, all right.
That's the common theme. I remember talking to Mitch about Next War, and Gene said finally, hey, why don't you just do this? And so now Mitch has got a huge Next War set. So.
Yeah, exactly. So a large convoy have this top row of convoy ships and the bottom row of convoy ships. These are present. If you'll look down below, this is the small convoy. It only has 5 rows instead of 7. It's missing the top one and the bottom one. Again, like Tony said, you just flip the board over. In the Vassal, this is how it works. This Vassal module is awesome. Joel Toppin did it, and it's fully automated. It's amazing. This Vassal module is amazing. So, okay, so that is good for us. We're off to our next one. And as you're doing setup, you are playing the game. You're making real decisions on how this patrol is going to go. That was intentional. I just didn't want to, just set up a game and start playing. I wanted people to be involved in the setup and making decisions during the setup. So our second one's a big one, convoy speed. Okay, chances are we're going to get a slow one, 4 to 10.
That's what you said about the small convoy too.
Yeah, I know, but I'm hoping that we get this one because we don't want a fast one.
Yeah, slow is actually better on this case. Here we go. Battle card, correct?
Yep, we want a battle card. 4 to 10 is what we're looking for.
Damn it.
Okay, well, we could re-roll that if we want to spend 8 of our flotilla points.
Yeah, let's go ahead because I'd rather go with the slow convoy for the first time to see if we can go. I will go ahead and change that to 16 points now.
Yep. And go ahead and pull another.
I hit the number lock. Come on, Tony. Okay, switch that. So we lost the flotilla points. And I got no more. No. It got worse.
It got worse. Okay, so coming up here, we have a fast convoy, and that is in our box on the wrong one. Right here on our box. So we're gonna have to deal with a fast convoy. Well, that's not pleasant. Okay.
No, but at least it's large.
At least it's large. Okay. So moving down. Oh, pull the wrong one up. Next thing we're gonna do. So all of this stuff is done for us. Most of this stuff is done in the Vassal module. I'll talk through it for everybody with their physical copies. But the first thing that we're doing is we're preparing the convoy placement tiles. So all of the convoys are divided up into rings. These rings, as you can see on the board, I will zoom in a little bit so you can see a little better, that they have 1, 2, 3. So 1 goes all around the outside. The next ring in are 2s that go, and then 3s have a ring, and then 4 is the middle. Okay, so there are 3 spots for 4s. Large convoy, we're going to have a chance of possibly having what we call a special convoy ship, something that's loaded with, not beans and rice, right? We could have some munitions and equipment being shipped over, and those are, prized possession uh, convoy ships. So what we're going to do is see if we have one of those ships in this convoy. Possibly have one of. We won't know for sure, even if we roll one up.
Yes, if I would have had a 5 on the card, it would have been a big convoy, and it would have been a small convoy, or yeah, it would have been big convoy if and it would have been a slow convoy, which you really want the slow ones because they move you'll see how the whole convoy moves, how the convoy movement, which is genius by the way, but how it works, and so it's not static like most of the sub games when you're getting into this level of tactical. Some of the other solitaire ones, the convoy moves as well, so this just makes it easier. This will move faster, so we'll see how that turns out.
So what we're looking at here is there a possibility? Yes, there is a possibility of a special convoy. If you look right here on the page that I'm looking at, we're October 41 to December 41. If we pull a 10, there will be a special convoy ship in this convoy. So go ahead and pull another card, and we're looking.
No, it's a 4.
So there's no special convoy ship, so we don't have to do anything extra there. And basically, I'll bring that up for you right now. We have these ships. We have convoy pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 3 of these convoy ships, 4 of these convoy ships over here, and then a troop transport. These are the special ones. So if I flip this over, well, yeah, I don't think I can flip these. Yeah, because they're coming out of their setup. It's all automated, but they would have a star on them, just like this. This thing says TT on it, troop transport, and the other ones would have munitions and stuff. They're big victory points. We really want these in there. They're not, but we do have a ring 4, so all of these rings are all set up. You will do piles and keep them in the ring numbers to be placed on the board later. So, okay, we're done with that part of it. So we don't have any kind of special. We shuffled up all those convoy ships, put them in their rings. They're all done. Then we're going to prepare the convoy escort. Now it's all done in the game. I'm just going to show you on my screen. And I'm going to enlarge this so you can see it pretty well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to prepare this escort cup, which we lovingly refer to it as the cup of death. We will have a escort setup cup. So you will choose the date that you're playing. For us, we're playing here October 41 December. And we look down this column and you see DDs, destroyers, J class. None available, so we don't put any of those in the cup. DEs, destroyer escorts, hunt class. ID number 7. So ID number 7, hunt, will go into the setup cup. Corvette, flower class, 1 to 4, will go into the cup. Sloops, IDs 5 and 6, they will go into the cup. So we have 7 escorts in this cup. Then at the bottom, there are false contacts. We're going to place 4 false contacts into this cup also. So that means 4 and 7 destroyers. We're going to pull out 7 of these from this cup randomly and drop them into a distribution cup. So, best case scenario, there's only 3 escorts in this distribution cup with 4 false sightings. Plus, at the end, after we pulled those 7 and put them in here, we're going to drop 8 more false sightings in here. So it could be, best case scenario, it'd be 12 false sightings and only 3 escorts in this cup. We have no idea what's in there. So we won't know until we don't want to know. So that's how that works and how you set up the escort cup. Now, the next thing that we do is 6 with captain. We make 2 draw piles, one for the corvettes and sloops, and one for the destroyer and destroyer escorts. And so we separate them out into two groups because we're going to need to place them during gameplay. These are two-sided. You do not look at the bottom. There are icons on these that some of these captains are really good and some of them are not so good. 7. So now we are going to spend tactical points and for crew enhancements. We're going to spend our experience points to purchase tactical points and crew enhancements. And I will pull this down, and now we're going to go ahead and get into setting up our boats. So if everybody will look, I'm going to pull up the convoy log, and I'm going to do one for U7. And Tony, you can watch, and then after I do this, then you can do your 2 boats, and I'll do my other boat.
Okay, sounds good.
So for the Y boat, I know it is Flotilla 7, so I'm going to click on the Flotilla 7 right here, and that is my crew sheet for Flotilla 7. I am U-boat number, for this guy, I'm U-boat number 2, which means I am, number 2 is everyone here that has a 2 is U-boat U71. All of these 2s all go for U71. Now, my next one is U96. It's the 3rd boat. He's going to be on all the 3 numbers for boat 3. So it's boat 1, boat 2, boat 3, boat 4. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can spend 25 points on crew enhancements for U71, which is boat 2. So what we're going to need to do, Tony, is get into the pieces board section and pull a little blue dot out of markers,
Okay.
place it on each flotilla, and then we can clone those. So I can hit it, clone it, bring it out, and spend it. So like
Gotcha.
I can
I
take
got
this,
on that one. Yep.
I can put it on 2, which means my captain now has level 1, and I may place 2 TDCs in the turn, each turn, and it costs 10 experience points. And normally I can only place 1 TDC, and the TDC is Torpedo Data Computer, which means I can place 2 different targets in one turn instead of 1, which I think I'll do for this captain. That'll cost me 10, so that'll put me down to 15, right? It'll put me down to 15 points available to spend. Now I'm going to show you the other thing that's really important to spend points on. I'm going to bring up Y boat. It's right here. These are tactical points. We start the scenario with 2. It costs 5 experience points per tactical point that you want to buy. So if I want to put 2 more on here, I'd rotate this up to 4 tactical points. That would cost me another 10, right? That would cost me another 10. off of U-71 that'll put me down to 5. I could save that 5 for next time, or I could spend it and get another tactical point. Or I could say none of those and do upgrade something else somewhere, whatever the cost may be. But for my first patrol with this boat, happy with my captain being upgraded, and I'm actually going to buy 3 experience points to put me up to 5. So he will have 0 experience points left to spend, and I will put this up to 5. So I have 5 TPs. Let me tell you something about TPs, tactical points. They are representative of the fate of war, luck of war. I can't believe that happened during war. They are the captain is focused on what he's doing. His crew is dialed in. The adrenaline that they may be experiencing, making them do crazy things. It's all of that fate stuff that happens, during battle, and they're represented in tactical points. There are 2 things about tactical points. They're super important. You can never ever have enough of them. So, and you're maxed out at 8. So I'm at 5. I'm happy with that, and I've got my first upgrade. U-71 is done with the RPG part of the game, where we're going to be working on our crew, and it always happens. You get a crew all specced out really good, and they go to the bottom of the ocean, and you throw the game across the room.
A couple of things, guys. Couple questions come up. The U-boat insignias are the historical insignias. Am I correct on that? Okay?
Yes, correct. And then you'll also notice at the bottom of the log sheet the actual these are the actual captains that were in the boat at that time.
Oh, cool.
And they're very lightly put on there because you could have a captain die, and then you bring in another captain, and you can put your own name over it or whatever you want to do. That's just for a little historical flavor there.
Okay. And then the other question, I think Eric answered it. Do the crew enhancements carry over from mission to mission, or do you?
Yes,
Nope.
yes,
They carry over. Yep.
They carry over, and you add to them. And so I'll bring 7th back up. If for some reason my captain was killed, then my first watch officer would take over, and whatever skills he has, he gets to use as he becomes the acting captain. And then there are situations where you might lose a boat on patrol, but the crew makes it back. You can use those crew and swap out off of other boats because maybe the crew that made it back is better. Maybe your captain's better, or your chief engineer is better. You can do swaps and stuff. So there's a lot going on with the crew enhancement. It's definitely an RPG feel to it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then Christoph, he just decided on those. You have to take him eventually. He could have chose the 30-pointer, but he just chose the 25-pointer this time.
Yep, you can take out what you want to take out. I wanted to get early in the war is easier. So I wanted to get some of my boat. My feeling was I want to get a couple of my boats that don't have as much experience. I want to take them out and get them experience while it's easy to get. It's really tough to take a green crew out later in the war. So there's a lot of flotilla management you have to do in this game. As you start to lose boats, it gets harder and harder to field, 4 boats. So there's a ton of flotilla management that you have to deal with, and how you want to spec your crew out, because there are 2 sides of a lot of these, and they definitely work together. So, like for the captain, the first one I take, but after that, I can go down either side, and I could go and do like this one and then this one, or I could just work down a side. So this is one TP, one extra TP to start a game. Then I can get 2 extra free TPs. So I start with 4. And then I can do 2 pulls when I try to evade on a card pull and take the best one. So this is a defensive row. I want to go offensive. I can go 3 TDCs, a -1 die roll modifier to my TDCs, and then pull 2 TDC cards and take the best one. So I could go offensively, I could go defensively, and this little Knight's Cross, when you get 100,000 tons, these are free if you've unlocked the one above them for your captain. So
yeah, so camp, once you get done with the mission, you can get assigned XPs. You get assigned XPs for the mission, and then also for the tonnage as well. So you actually get extra XP, so you can start upgrading them as you go through. Well, when you take them out again, you get to upgrade them at that point.
Yeah. You get experience points for the tonnage that you sunk, 1 point per 1,000, and if you make it back alive, you're going to get some because you just get experience.
And just to be sure on this, and I'm pretty sure I know on this, the TPs are not. Yeah, the tactic points do not carry over, so you use them or lose them.
Yep, they do not carry over. But you always get 2 free ones to start.
Yep. So basically what I did, Mike, was I got my 2 boats all set up. I did the same thing with the captain. I upgraded the captain on both of the boats. So I have 2 TDCs. And then also I did 2 extra tactical points for each of the boats. So I have a little left over. I have, 10 on my first boat and 5 on my second boat that I'll carry over. So
I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do the first one for the third boat, and then I'm for Z boat. But I'm gonna take the other 2, so he'll be down to 0, 2, and he'll be at 4. He'll be at 4 tactical points.
Okay, I got that. I got those XPs down for you. Taken down.
Okay, I just lost my 25. Let me put that back in.
Oh,
there we go. Okay, so that's how it should look. You left 10 and 5.
Yeah, I left 10 and 5. Yep.
Okay.
I may regret it, but I'm okay with that.
So that's we finished. I need to do my boat real quick, so let me do that. Z boat is going to get 2 more TPs, so he'll have 4 T. Okay, so that's good there. Let's continue on. We're almost ready to patrol. We did that. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do our torpedo loadout. So if you look here on the torpedo loadout, each boat has a maximum of 12 total torpedoes that they can carry. So for us in 7s, we can have 10 in the front, 2 in the back, and 2 of them must be electrics for the early war. Late war, minimum of 2 must be steam torpedoes. So the way this works is we're going to pull 4. Then I'm going to clean these up. And I'm going to pull out 4 combat cards, patrol cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first 2 are yours, Tony. So this will be W, X, Y, and Z. And we're looking at the top up here, 7. How many torpedoes do you get? You have 10?
10. Yep, I get 10.
9. I have 12, and I got 8. This is the worst. The worst is 8. The best is 12. Each one of us could spend 8 points to repull, but I'm not going to. I'm okay with 8.
I'm okay with that too. So
okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually load up our boats. So let me show. I'll do this one first. I'll do my Y boat. I have 12 torpedoes to work with.
Well, you got a nice one on that one.
Got a nice one on that one. So I'm going to pull this up and show you how this works. First of all, I'm going to load up the rear. I have to have 2 electrics. I'm going to put both of my electrics in the rear.
I did the same thing, by the way, Mike, on my first boat. I
Okay.
put both my electrics in the back.
So I go load electric, and then I have one aft storage electric. So I'll do that. So G7E electric is in the back for reload. And then what I do, because it says torpedo loading 2, I'm going to hit the torpedo loading twice. Bring it down to 1, bring it down again. And now this E torpedo is tube 5 Y boat loaded, ready to fire. And I have 10 more to do. So I'm going to put G7As up here. G7A, G7A, G7A. So that puts me at 2 and 6. 4 and 2 is 6. I have 6 more. I'm going to do 6. I'm going to do 4 reloads of A's.
Okay.
And I'm going to do 2 reloads of E's. 2 forward E. Okay, why isn't it coming out?
Basically, you get a bunch of these. He's Camp's asking how does the reload work on the real board. There are 2 of the square, the loading 2, loading 1, and then you have a circle for the torpedo, and you put torpedo 1, torpedo 2, and then that's so.
Don't know why I can't bring on an E. It might be something wrong with this board. So I'm just going to grab a generic counter and put it here.
Got a real quick question, Nordic or Nordic's got one. Do you have any rule that the E's cannot start in the tubes, or stating that the E's
Yeah,
cannot?
they don't have to start in the tubes, right?
Yep. Okay.
You
Yep.
can
You
put
can
them
put them
wherever
anywhere.
you want to put them. You just have to have 2 on the
Absolutely.
boat.
Yep.
And then I'm going to have 2 in storage right here. So I need a pieces. I need just a generic marker. I'll put that in here. It's fine. And increase it by 1. So I have 2 E's, 4 A's in storage. I got 4 loaded. So let's go ahead and load. Everything's loaded. So that's how it should look at the end. My Z boat doesn't have that much. My Z boat has 4 and 4. I'm going to forward E storage. See, that one works. I'm going to put 2 in storage in the rear. I'm going to put 2 A's. Well, yeah, 2 A's. 4, 2.
If I remember right, Nordic, it was the fact that they weren't as accurate in some cases, and they couldn't the distance, and there's some issues with them. So I don't think they weren't the per choice for
I
firing.
there. Now that's working now. So the difference between the 2. Steam torpedoes at this time of the war went farther, went faster, were more reliable. The downside is if we get a day scenario and we still haven't gotten to that part yet, we're loading without knowing if we're going to be night or day. So this is a decision point that you have to make, because during the day they leave steam bubbles on the surface that can be detected. So that's bad for us. Ease, slower, don't go as far, leave no bubbles. So we don't have that to worry about. But the dud rate is higher on an E than a steam electric. So, you have decisions that you have to make while you're loading up your boat.
Yeah, the Steam ones basically drew a line right to where it was fired from. So yeah, that's one of the downsides. So if it's at night, they're great because they can't see the steam, they can't see the bubbles as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
I've got mine loaded, by the way, Mike. I basically kind of did the same thing. I put my E's in the stern, and then all my steams are in the bows tubes. So
okay. I've got Z boat, everything's in front, nothing in the rear. I only have 8. I have 4 loaded, and I'm going to. I have 2 and 2 for 4 and 4 loaded. That's it. I'm carrying 2 and 2 for reloads. So I'm good to go. And I will clear those every time. Every time you use the patrol deck, when you're done doing whatever mechanic you're doing, you reshuffle it. There's only 20 cards in it. We're only going to use it a few times during setup.
Real quick, Mike, Nordic said, are there rules for switching out torpedoes while in an attack run once they've been loaded? So, like, if it's day or night, can you switch them out?
Yes, you can. I mean,
But it takes 2 turns, if I remember, 2 to 3 turns to get them
it
loaded,
takes
right?
3 turns. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Um. Okay, so the torpedoes are finished. Now we have these are bid, weather and time of day. We do have
Okay.
2. We do have 2 repulls if this goes bad.
Okay. I'll go ahead. We'll do the weather first. So here's the battle card for the weather.
Weather's first.
I got a 2.
You got good weather. Excellent.
Yep, that's a good way to start it.
And time of day. We
Okay,
want
here we go.
5 to 10.
Yes, got a night.
All right, we didn't have
7.
to spend any more, which is excellent. So looking at our board setup, we've got good weather night, fast convoy, good weather night.
The fast part is the only one that wasn't the best, but the night being at night, that helps a lot.
It does. So, and we didn't have to spend any more flotilla points. So, flotilla points, how do we get more flotilla points, you might ask? At the end of this patrol, we are going to set up the next patrol. So, in other words, we are going to take experience points that we gained during our patrol and exchange them 1-to-1 for flotilla points. So we're going to give up some of our individual experience points to give the flotilla points to spend during setup. Now we only used 8 of the 24. So if we only want to give them, 8 more, all of our boats give up 2 experience points and they're back up to, 24. And you can give them more than that if you want. So totally up to you. But you are setting it up, and it's intentional in the mechanics. So you could switch players in and out, right? So when we're done with doing this patrol, we will have the next patrol all set up so the next group of people can come in and they can just continue on. And it's all set up and ready to go for them.
I know, Eric, right? Large convoy, good weather, night. Jeez. Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so we have only a couple things left to do. We've got to do.
Yeah, actually, Eric, we're not doing the training center. We're actually doing the we're doing the short campaign. We're starting the short campaign. Okay, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
We're going to do a patrol event. So we have to find out what happens to us to the killing grounds, right? So we're going to clear these up, and I'm going to pull 4 patrol, just like before. 1, 2, 3. Oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
Well, we got a little bit of everything.
Yep. Well, you guys get to see this, so.
Yeah, let's start with you. I'm going to pull your U-boat up here.
Which one are you pulling up? W?
I'm going to pull up W.
Okay.
People can watch you do your stuff. Yep. So you sustained damage on the way out. You have a medium wound to 1 crew location and 1 level of flooding that's contained.
Okay, so I can easily add the flooding marker, so I did that.
Yep, and it's contained, so flip it over.
Okay. Oh, yep. Flip. There we go. Got it.
So there you go. That's done. He's got 1 level of flooding that's contained. No big deal. He can fix that. But you do 1 crew section is going to take a medium wound.
Crew section, or just anybody, any of the crews could take medium.
What's underneath here is 10.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're going to pull a 10 die
battle card then.
Yep, pull a battle card and see which Officer or crew.
Yeah. First officer
First
or
watch.
warrant officer. First warrant officer.
So go ahead and right click on him and give him medium wounds. There you go. So that's what happened to that boat. Your other boat, uneventful. Nothing happened on the way out.
Okay, so X is not nothing happens on X, so that's good.
Y boat. Ugh. Medium damage to 2
Ooh.
crew. So go ahead and pull me a card and tell me the number for the crew.
7.
7 is going to be my midship's going to be medium wounds. And do another one because it is 2, right? 2 different. Yep.
Yep, 2 different. Yep. 8.
8. Oh my goodness, this is bad. Okay, well, it's going to show some stuff in the game at least. And 2 levels of contained flooding. So this
That means you can't repair it at all. So for those, yes. So I'll let you talk about that, but you can't repair it past that.
Yeah, so you'll notice these little flags at the bottom of the flooding track. You may repair up to them, but not past them. So if my contained was here, I could repair it back to here, but no farther because there's a flag there. So
Mhm.
you're repairing the sunk or the crushed damage, you can get it all the way back to here, but that's it. You're just taking too much damage.
Eric says, "Don't sink before you get there, Mike."
Oh, okay, you're not kidding. But Z-Boat actually had something good happen to him.
Yep.
So Z-Boat on the way out, he lone convoy ship attacked. I get 5 experience points and 5,000 tons.
That's kind of nice. So I'm gonna go. Yep. So we'll pull up the campaign log and
Go ahead and write that in for me for Z-Boat. 5 experience, 5 tons. And
okay.
but I do have light wounds to 1 crew section.
Which Z is the 96, correct?
Yeah, it says
Oh
Z
yeah, I wrote it down here. Yep, Z is the 96. So you got 5 experience points.
and 5,000 tons.
Okay. I put all these numbers, experience numbers, in the 1,000 tons. I'm assuming that's probably not where I was supposed to put that.
No,
Those.
experience go the experience, and
Yep.
tonnage goes in the tons.
Yeah. So I got to erase. I'll have to erase all those.
Well,
So for the tons.
uh, hang on. Let me look.
Yep.
These are all correct. These tons are all correct. They started with 30,000.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so now this is actually so this one will be 25 now because it was at 20 originally. So now it's 25. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
at 25 and 5.
So that's what the experience is, what the tonnage, the experience points, how they relate. These boats were out previously and they were gotten that. So yep. Okay.
So that is, I need to pull one more 10-sided, one more die at 10 for me. I got to do light wounds.
Yep. I just did. Did I? Did it? Yeah, 7.
7. 7 is this one has light wounds. Okay, there we go.
Really,
So
Nordic. Real. Oh my god. Hopefully, you have tons of experience from all that tonnage. Yeah. Uh-huh.
there you
It's good
go.
to have Nordic in.
Don't quit your day job. All right, and now we are going to be at starting location. So we're going to do the same thing.
Hey, do we
We're
need to
going
put the boats out?
we're going to do that right now. Starting locations. Okay, so we're going to pull 4 more of the patrol cards, and they'll have a little position on the card to show you the section that you can put your boat in. So I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Tony, your first boat's going to start in the bottom right. Oh my
No, I
God,
don't want it down there, but okay.
bottom. Oh, this is terrible. I'm bottom left. Okay, so to do this, Tony, is you click on, so open up your submarine board. I'm
I
going to
already
do
got
Y.
it out. Yep, I got it out.
You got them. You know how to do it? Okay.
Yep.
So Y boat, you click on the boat itself, and then you send to box, and I am
Yeah, that's the problem. Oh,
H. I'm sending mine to H. Send to H.
I. Yep, I. Okay.
Oh, I looked at the wrong one. Oh yeah, I'm setting up over here. I'm gonna set up in the top box. You may set up in whichever box you want. So Tony, you're far right for your W boat, and the other one is
No, I'm far right, which I'm already over there.
and then this one, this X boat right here.
Yeah.
You
It
go
yeah.
you go here, here, here.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put him right here.
So I have one there, and then I have A, B, C. I've got one in C. C boat is going to.
Not optimal positions by all means. Need to get in front of that convoy. Yeah, we'll be spending some time getting that for sure. For
Okay,
sure.
so speaking of convoy, I'm going to go ahead and show what that means. Like, where is this convoy? Which way is it going? All that type of thing. So looking here, if you'll look here, the convoy is always moving from bottom to top. So up here at the top is optimal attack, but the problem is the escorts also know that. So the chances of them showing up here to hunt you down are greater than back here. But against a fast convoy, we'll never catch them down here. So yeah, this is going to be tough, man. We got to really try to hightail it to the top as far as we
Yeah.
can.
Mm-hmm.
This poor boat, he's not going to get very far. But yeah, movement is not
Well,
going to be
we'll
great.
we'll see what we're doing. So hopefully we can get up there.
Okay, so that's how the attack will be starting, and that is all of our starting positions. And now we will go ahead and do the last thing: additional U-boats on patrol. Did I close that out? I should.
Probably.
Look at dummy. So let me open that back up.
I believe Fastcoys moves 2 spaces. No. Or am I wrong? Is it no? I think a convoy moves every turn, while a slow moves every other turn. Am I correct on that, Mike?
Um, Depending on what part of the map we're looking at, we'll get into that.
Okay.
You'll see how it works. It depends on if we're on the patrol or the attack
And
portion.
the convoy movement actually doesn't occur until once we get
No,
onto the attack map, anyways. So,
yeah, you'll see.
yep.
I gotta find this thing. That's that additional.
I believe I'm correct. I can't remember. It's been a while too for me. But it's all coming back to me now, so it's actually one of those things. Once you play it, go to get a couple of missions in. It's not it's pretty quick on going through that. So
Of course, I got a million PACs here to look through.
oh yep. Let's see here. That was which well, you sent it to me.
Patrol. Gotta be it right here. Yeah, this is it. Okay, coming back over here. Looking at the bottom, additional U-boats on patrol. We can send up to 4 additional U-boats out on patrol. How many do we want to send any, and how many?
What do you say? We go 2? Just send 2 out?
It's a random 2. We may get 1. We could send.
Oh, yeah,
We
that's
could
right.
send
Let's go ahead and try for 4 then. We'll see how many we can get.
all right, let's go. Let's go and do a random 4. It's a battle.
Oh, this will show off the random number generator. By the way, if you play Fields of Fire, this should sound really familiar.
Yeah, looking at this card. So we have random 4. That's the top number in black. Below it is 2. We can send 2 additional U-boats out on patrol. Well,
And
I think we should send the first boat U 108, the bottom type 9 out.
okay. U108. Yep.
So go ahead and put that first dash, turn it into a P. He's on patrol.
Got it.
And then what do you think? Do we want to send one of our 7s that's just a 15 out on patrol?
Yeah,
Like,
like the 569.
sure.
Yep.
Send that one out on patrol. Put a P by it.
Yeah, maybe we can get some good, maybe we can get some experience that way.
Yeah, I'm all for that. All right, that's it. We are ready to play. So we need to reset, make sure all of the cards are shuffled up. Oh, and I need to do the ship. I just said how to do it, but I need to do it in the module. So here, October.
Hold on, Mike. It's not for the I'm trying to figure out what you're asking. For the random boats, is that what you're asking about, Camp? I don't think it doesn't cost anything. You just choose how many and then you send out random. The problem is that they could get sunk while they're out. So that's the issue. The random boats, yeah. There's no cost for that. You just can go up to 4. Is it? Yeah, you can send up to 4 randomly. You can say, okay, I want to do 4, but randomly you may get a 4, you may get a 2, you may not get all of them. Yep.
And by sending them out, you will see at the end when we see what happens to them. You'll see how it scales. Early in the war, they're not in much danger. As the war periods progress, they become more and more danger to sending them out on patrol. So I like to send them early, and then probably not so much later.
Yeah. So the nice thing is they can, if they're successful, they get experience out there without us having to put them in our, we're not in control of them. So it could be good. It could be bad as well. So
looking at this ship setup, this is what I was talking about when we did all of that escort setup with the 5 contacts. It's just a 1-button push here. October, December 41, push the button, and it did it for us. So all of that is done. We are ready to go. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to pull up, I can do that here, to pull up the PAC for people to look at. Sequence of play 1. So you'll all notice that on this sequence of play, we have, does my red dot work on this?
It should.
Yeah, it's not for some reason.
I guess not then.
Interesting. It was earlier. Okay. Well, we're going to start with, here are all the different sequence of play. I'll go through them all very quickly, and then we will talk about the ones that we're going to be using for the patrol map. We have torpedo, move, and detonation. This is where the torpedoes on the map are going to move, and they could possibly detonate against a target. Then we're going to do U-boat movement. Just so like it says, we'll go to player 8B, and we'll do all of our U-boat movement. Then we have U-boat observation. We will do observation depending on weather and time of day, how far we can see, and then how far we can ID. We can see farther than we can ID. Then TDC calculations, torpedo data computer. It's an analog, 1940s style computer. It was just a fancy calculator for the time. You put in all the different angles and size and speed of convoy ships, and it would spit out an angle for you to set the gyroscope on each torpedo. So the torpedo would leave the boat, turn to the angle that was set, head towards its target. We'll be doing that during 4. Then we have ASW move, search, and attack. We will be doing this on approach, and we will be doing movement on approach. So we'll be doing movement. We'll be doing ASW. Then we have convoy movement. We'll handle all the convoy movement stuff. Then we will reload torpedoes. Then U-boat attack. We can fire torpedoes during 8. And then 9 is damage control, which we will be doing on the approach map. Everything here, again, like I said, white boxes with blue numbers in them are page number references. And Blue with white is letters are uh, the planes that we will be referring to. So we're going to start with U-boat movement. As we skip torpedo move and detonation, we will teach that when it happens. So right now we are going to go to U-boat movement. I'm going to go through these slowly for us. We have U-boat movement. So enter the attack map. Remember I told you there's two portions of the map, and this enter the attack map. I'm going to come over to the turn track and show you the different turns here. You will notice that um, that we have different colors on this map. The first 7 turns of this light color, we cannot enter the attack map until possibly turn 8, and that is a die roll. We will roll a die 10, pull a die 10, 9 or 10 we will enter. If not, turn 9 we'll do the same with an 8, 9, 10. If we don't enter, turn 10, 7 through 10. If we still have not entered, turn 11, we must enter. Even if you can enter early, you cannot enter if an escort has any type of contact on you. You must stay out on the patrol till you lose them before you can get into the attack portion. So that is what that means. So this is the enter. See, first 7 may not enter. Die roll, 8 through 10, come in. Page 31 if you need to read more about it. Then we're going to do U-boat checks. U-boat status checks here. So we have descend due to heavy damage and flooding. Well, that's not going to happen now because we're not beat up that bad. But if you get pretty beat up, you may have a one-way ticket to the bottom unless you can get something fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Implosion. If you take too much damage and you're too deep, you may implode. Emergency blow. You're in real trouble and you think you're going to lose your ship or you're trying to save your crew. Emergency blow, and then scuttles the next thing. When you get to the surface, scuttle your boat and hopefully you'll survive and make it back to Germany or to France. Disengagement. This happens when we want to leave the patrol. So we don't have to worry about that now. We'll cover it when it happens. Silent running is something we will use. Silent running, you do it during this time, during the movement, before you move. You decide if you're going to go silent running or not. We'll get into more detail about that when it's pertinent, but basically going silent will help you not be detected. So when you're being hunted is when you employ silent running. Depth changes. Well, for us, we only have type 7s. It's easy. We can descend or rise 30 meters a turn. Okay. If you cannot rise that much and move forward for 7s, you can rise 15 and still move forward, or descend 15 meters and still move forward. And then we have movement, and we are on the approach map. So all we're looking at is here, and we're looking at fast. So on the approach map, we can only move on even turns. 1 box. Okay, that'll change when we get to the attack map. On the surface, we'll be moving spaces, but the convoy will move like every odd turn it moves 1, every even turn it moves 2.
Okay, so that's what it was. I knew it was something like that,
Yes.
that. So, yep.
Okay. And then facing, we'll worry about facing when it happens, when we're moving. So to start movement, we're not allowed to dive until we make contact with the enemy. So escort. So we can, and it is a odd turn, so we cannot move at all.
Nope.
So turn 1 movement is done. Now we're off to ASW. I'm going to pull up this ASW play aid. Approach map. Right here. Now, it looks daunting. It really is not. It's just hard to write up, procedural AI So we cover every instance. But I'm going to go through this first time fairly slowly and talk about things. So this is for anti-submarine warfare on the approach map. The first thing they do is escorts move. Well, there are no escorts, so we could actually skip this because there are no escorts. But I'm going to just go through it really quickly. We're going to reduce IG, general information markers, on the depth and detection track by 1. So you'll see there's an alarm counter here with a general information. We're going to reduce that by 1. So that's how we do movement. The, we signify how far the escort is from you by using these markers. He could be 3 turns away from you, 2 turns away from you, or 1 turn from you. And then we just mark this counter down as it gets closer. And when it hits 0, he's on top of you. At 0, place an escort and a hidden captain on the target U-boat, like I just said. And then we do a cleanup, the holding track, which we have on the map board. There's a track that we move escorts from the bottom to the top. So that's everything there. Now we have escort location check. What we're going to do is we're going to pull a battle card and we're going to look. You can see how this card has yellow around it. We're just looking in this yellow section. All the boxes that go around the outside of the board match these on the battle card. And we are going to see if we have any escorts in white boxes, or if we have any U-boats in a green check mark. So that's what we're going to do right now. So what we're
I'm going to go ahead and pull that battle card.
You pull that battle card.
Yes.
So if you look at this battle card right here, we have a green check mark down at the bottom left. I'll just make it bigger. Hang on. Let it. So,
wow, Mike.
Yep. Yep. It doesn't get any worse than this for me. So the green check mark at the bottom left corner, we're going to check to see if there's a U-boat in any of those spaces, which means either this space, or this space. Uh-oh, I've got a U-boat in that space. So that is eligible to possibly have an escort come after me.
It's not always a guarantee, because remember how many false contacts we put in there. We put in there like 12. So
if you look at the top middle, the right side of the middle, let's see if there's a U-boat up there. Well, son of a gun, there isn't one up there too. That's me. So there's one here. That would either be here, 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 or here, because that's this box right here. So now I have 2 different chances of being hunted. So whenever in the game you have multiple choices, randomize it. So the top will be 1, the bottom will be 2. So I'm going to pull a battle card and we'll do a random. Random 2 is a 2. So I'm going to do the bottom one first. So basically, I'm going to go back to my play aid. So this one with the white circle, it doesn't matter. This is remove any escort from a location patrol box. Well, there are no escorts out, so we don't even have to look at these right now. But this, is there a U-boat without an alarm marker in this location? Yes. And now I'm just going to follow these 3 steps. I'm going to place 1 escort and hidden captain in this location search box. Escort selection priorities. Is there a location patrol box first? So I'm going to look at the patrol box right here. Is there an escort there? No. So that one is not eligible. So I'm going to look at the next one, top of the escort track. Let's look at the escort track. The top of it's right here. No, I got nothing there. So my next choice that I can choose from is draw from the cup of death. We don't have death written there, but that's what it is. If we pull a false contact, then we return it to the escort and we stop with this search. If I pull an escort out, we will continue on to 2. Okay, so let's hope for the best. And in here, physical game, we pull from the cup. Here, I go and I right click and I hit draw escort. And I drew, let me hit big for you, a whale. That is a false contact. So that's excellent. Nothing there. My observers thought they saw something, got Captain up from his sleep, and now he's pissed. There's nothing there. So I send this back to the return to escort distribution cup.
It goes right back in, guys. Don't leave it out, especially if you're playing with a physical copy. Throw it back in before you draw the second one.
Yes. So as the escorts come out, the chances of more escorts lower and lower and lower because the false sightings never leave.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to do this one up here now, and we know I got to go from the cup of death,
aka the escort cup.
Yep, the escort cup, and I need to draw an escort. No, false sighting, got away with it. So return it, and that's it. I'll go through this quickly, this card again. If I would have drawn one, I could spend a TP, remember those tactical points, very important, to crash dive. And the reason why up to 30 meters, I have to be on the surface to do it. This allows me to move outside of my move sequence in phase in the sequence of play. It also lets me do it now when I really can't move because it's a fast convoy. I'm not moving forward. I'm crashing down 30. The reason why I would want to do that, we don't know how close that U-boat is. I mean, the escort is quite yet. So we have to make the decision to crash dive before we have that information. Once we decide to crash dive or not, then a new escort was drawn. We're going to do that. We're going to check for refit. We're also going to check his distance to us. He could be one turn away from us. And if we get caught at one turn away on the surface, he's going to open up fire. And then his next turn, he's going to move on top of us. And if we're still on the surface, it's really bad. The good things about crash diving, I can get deep fast. Depth is kind of a two-edged sword. Being deeper is really good for trying to avoid being hit. But when you get hit, it's worse when you're deep. So, there's kind of a push-pull there. So all of those decisions will be made at that point. Then we will pull the escort captain, and then we will go on to escort search. If I was on the surface, he'd use radar if he has it. If I'm below, if he doesn't have radar, he'd use visual if I'm on the surface. If not, I'm below surface, he'd use his sonar. And we will go through this part of it when it happens. But know that once they find you, they start searching for you. And if they get you, then they have you in contact. Until they actually get that first contact on you, you're not in contact. All right, so that's it for the ASW. We're moving on to damage control. Do you have anything damaged or are you just wounded?
I do have a damage. I have one flooding that I can go after on my W boat.
So I'm going to bring up your W boat and explain how this works to people. You will notice here that he has 3 crew sections right here: the bow, the mid, and the stern. They may repair these locations on your U-boat down here. Above here says bow. He can fix the hydrophones and repair the forward torpedo tubes. The mid, this section of mid, can work on the midship, which is the deck gun if you're on the surface, and periscope. The stern section can do diesel and electric motors, rudders, and planes. Now, all three sections, you'll see this little icon above them with the three little crewmen. That means any one of these or all of them can fight flooding because it has that and fire. So Tony could say, all right, I don't need my midsection. I'm going to use my midsection and work on my flooding to get it off the board. And if he fails there, then he can say, all right, now the bow section is going to go do it. And the third one would be a stern. He could go do it. So Tony, you need to pull a 4 or higher, repair away.
I got a 2.
So that's a miss. So that was your bow.
Yes.
All right. Who's repairing now?
The mid.
Okay, you 4 better.
5.
So there you go. Remove it. You can just delete it.
Yep.
So he did his repairs.
And my other one, nothing happened to. So, like, nothing.
C just has injuries.
And you can't fix Y flooding.
Great. Y has cannot get my flooding any further back. So there's nothing I can do. But there is something I can do. You'll notice that I have medium damage on 2 sections. They each have a -3 die roll to that repair. So that would make it 7 or greater, which is not good. And for me, my stern is the most important. So I could just take these medium and just put them all in the bow. Basically, I have 4 levels of damage. Light is worth 1 level, medium is worth 2 levels. So I have 2 mediums, 4 levels. I can rearrange however I want between the 3 sections. When I'm done, I have to have the same amount of levels as when I started. So I want to put 2 sections up here and go down. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do, so I have 1 level, 2 levels, and 2 more levels is 4, like I started. I'm going to do that. Light, light, medium for -1, -3, -1.
So basically, guys, think of reallocating those individuals that are in that area to the other areas. That's the best way to think about this. So yeah. So just have, so it's not like you're like healing them. No, you're just taking people that can actually do the job and moving them around and reallocating them where they need so they can be completely effective. So
And there is healing, but you have to get those improvements with your crew upgrades. So you will be able to attempt to heal officers and sections, long as they are not, as long as KIA or anything like that.
bringing them back from the dead.
Bringing them back from the dead. All right.
We don't have zombie boats out here.
Okay, now we're off to turn 2, and now you can see this can go really fast. Now I've talked about pretty much everything. We're going to start playing quickly. So the first thing that we do is move. This is an even turn, so we can all move. I'm moving out of the danger zone up here, and I am moving up 1 here. You coming this way? Yep. Okay, so we're all good there.
Yep.
So movement is gone. Now it's ASW time.
By the way, there is a sequence of play button that while you're playing, you can actually move it, and it helps remind you where you are if you wanted to go that route.
Let me bring that up. Where is that?
Right next to the campaign log.
Campaign log. There it is. Sequence of play. We'll put that up here in the corner. And we are on.
Well, you just finished movement.
Yep, so we are on ASW.
Yep.
All right, pull a card.
You're going to make me pull this card again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
God dang, I moved into it. Son of a gun. Okay. Here we go. We know we have to. There's nothing on the board, so we know I'm going straight to the cup.
Yep.
And I will draw an escort. Oh,
Oh, you got one.
escort. Oh, this is not good.
What kind do we got here? We got a flower class, so it's not horrible.
Not horrible. So he's going to go into the search box. So he goes right there. So let's go ahead and continue doing what we were doing. So our PAC, I will open up. So we definitely got one. Place one hidden captain in this location. So if you would go to the ships, Tony.
Yep.
And from the CS pile, grab one of those.
Well, you can just right click on the escort and you can draw the captain.
Oh yeah, draw captain. There we go. So I'm going to draw a captain, and I'm going to. So he has no markings on the front side. He could have like a steering wheel, a boat's wheel. That would mean he has an elite helmsman, but he does not have that. So that's good for me, I guess. I hope. So we definitely have that coming back here. Search. So yeah. So we did all that. Do I want to crash dive?
And you have to make the decision before you pull any of the search cards, guys. So that's very important.
So I am going to crash dive. This is Z boat. So I come over here to my Z boat counter, right click on it and flip it. So you'll notice it goes underwater and my U-boat itself just went underwater. You can barely see it on the counter. So he's underwater and he's going down. He's going to go
30,
down
30 meters, right?
30 meters.
Yep, 30 meters. And and he has to pay a.
And I have to pay a
TP.
TP. So I'm down to 3. So I did my crash dive. Now we're going to continue on with the PAC. So new escort was drawn. Yes, draw a hidden captain and check for escort refit. F. So I'm going to bring this one up, and we have escort refit. Is this escort fitted? What is it fitted with equipment wise? It is a flower class, right, Tony?
Yes, flower class. Yep.
So early sonar. He has early sonar. Depth charges, early depth charges. Yes, he has that. On a roll of 1 to 4, he has radar, early radar. If not, he has no radar.
Hey, you're pulling your own card on this one.
All righty then. So I need 5 or higher. That's what I'm really looking for here.
Nope.
Well, that's unfortunate. So he is fitted. And the way that we do this is we can put this captain down below. Go to the bottom of that stack. Why are you not going to the bottom of that stack? Hang on. All right. There we go. All right. So we're going to flip this flower class over. So he's fitted with radar. So we know he has radar. Good thing I crashed over, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we have to determine. That one's done. We're going to go back to.
H.
Okay, so now I went below, so he's going to do a sonar search on me. We'll be looking at this top left box, not the homing, but the acquired box. I'm going to pull one card, and see if he makes contact with me. So coming back over here, we're going to look at the next card. I'm going to pull another battle card here. We're going to put this over the battle card, and you'll notice at the top left of the card, it says ASW, well, kind of middle left is ASW sonar. There's a set of 4 boxes, acquire, and a set of 4 boxes for homing. He's not homing me yet because he has not acquired me yet. So we're going to look at acquire. We're going to go early war at the top left, use that column, and the row is good weather. There's a red X there, which means he does not get me. He thinks there's something in the area. Maybe there was a blip on the radar screen that's making him wonder, but he doesn't have me yet, which is good news for me. So what happens now is this group gets put in the patrol box. So there's a chance that he could, come back to the search and keep going after me, or he may just move to the bottom of this escort track next turn. We'll see what happens. So we definitely know we have at least one escort guarding this convoy. And that's all we have for ASW at this time. And damage control. I don't have any. You don't have any? Correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I already took care of my my flooding.
Okay. We are off to turn 3. Do you want to get turn 3 done?
Yeah, let's keep going. We can go probably a couple more turns. We'll try to see if we can get to the boat or get to the attack map.
Okay.
So, because basically we're not going to do anything on this turn other than pull up cards. So,
all right. So we are going to. It's an odd, so we cannot move. I can dive deeper, which I will. I will go down to 60.
Because you can drop 30 meters a turn.
Right. So I will do that. There's no other movement. We are off to ASW.
Real quick, Mike. Got a quick question on like a single patrol. Can you purchase TP, not crew upgrades, if you have wounds or that you can't heal? Is that right?
So on a single patrol, when you're setting up, there are you will start with 36 Flotilla / experience. So basically, you can do re-rolls and buy TPs during setup for a single patrol. Now,
Okay, cool.
There's an easier setup where you get more flotilla points and a harder one where you get less. But the medium one is like 36 points that you can spend between re-rolls and TPs for your boat.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. So there you go, Doug.
Yep. All right. So we are on ASW.
Yes. Were we supposed to clear off the last ones, or do we keep those ones up?
Which ones?
The cards? Sorry, those cards.
Yeah, we could clear them up anytime you want.
Okay.
And the reshuffles will automatically reshuffle the deck.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So go ahead, pull our fate. Okay. Well,
I think we're clear.
We're clear. So now what happens, because we're clear up here in the corner, this guy, if there would have been a check mark, he would have moved back here and searched for me again. But since there was no check mark up here, he is actually going to leave this part of the map and come down here to the bottom of this track. And he won't move up to there till next turn on the ASW. So let's say we had to search a bunch of places. He would not be available for this turn to get us. takes time to move around the map, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it for ASW. Excellent. There's no damage control.
Nope.
So we're off to turn 4 and we can move.
Okay.
I'm going to stay where I am going to come up 30. And my other guy's going to move. My other guy's going to move 1 up. You all good?
Yep, I'm good. Yep. I did all my movement.
Excellent. All right. ASW time. Ah, God dog it. I just cannot. Well, so to start ASW, this guy went to the top.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And guess what?
He's going right back to the patrol box.
Going right back to the search box.
Oh, search box. Yep.
Because he's still in the area and he thinks I'm here. Which he's right, but he doesn't know that for sure. So again, we have to do there's only one of everything else was clear, right, Tony?
Yeah, everything else is clear. Yep.
All right, so we got to do this search again. So I'm going to pull a battle card and I'm going to look up here. Uh-oh. Okay, so now I have a choice here. It's early war, good weather. It's a green check mark. He has me. I could spend another TP and do evasive maneuvers, which I will pull another card and look at the bottom of that card, left side, where it says evade, looking for a green check mark. If I do, then he does not have me. But it will cost me another TP, which only puts me down to 2. Oh, this is a tough choice.
You can see why the TPs are so vital, everybody. Like they are really, really vital.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna evade.
All right.
What's the chat say? Should I evade or save the TP?
Should he say, okay, guys, what are you guys thinking? Should he evade or should he save the TP? I'll give it a second here. But you can see why getting as many TPs are as important. And then also we haven't even mentioned that there's everybody looks like Camp says evade, Nordic says evade. You may need the TPs on the way home.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody's telling you evade.
All right. Can't argue with the chat. So here we go. I'm going to spend one of my TPs. And I will.
Oh, Christoph is going with the save TP, but he's, you know what?
Of course, because he wants to say, I told you so. You should have did that. I know. Here we go. Boom. Oh, God damn it. He was right. Nope, did not work. I got a red X there. And to be honest with you guys, there's about a 75% chance that I would have been successful on this.
And this is why I did not want to draw it.
Yep, so he has me. So now we have to set this up. So if we look at the Flower class Corvette, at the top left of it is a number 1. That is his ID. So I'm going to come over to here, and it's Escort ID box. So I'm going to click on this and go Escort 1 ID, and this is my homage to. It's not going to get bigger.
Das Boot.
Das Boot. I have to get closer so people can see it. This is the Das Boot alarm with the
alarm
with the Escort coming right at you. So that's not good. And now he is homing me, which means I have to place a homing counter. So now I know I'm checking on the homing box for this. And the last thing that we have to do is we have to see how close is he from being on top of me. This is a random 3. Go ahead, Tony. Pull it.
Okay.
I'm killing myself.
A 1.
Oh, well, now you're killing me. Okay. A one. That's just awesome. So he is one away from me. Ba, 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 ba. And I like to put this up here. So he's one turn from being on top of me, able to drop depth charges on me. Good thing I wasn't on the surface. Um, so yeah, there we go. You guys are going to see some action now. Yes, you are. And every place else was clear. You said so.
Yeah,
We are
everywhere else is clear.
all
Just
we're all
that
set up.
corner. That corner is rough.
Yeah, it's not been kind. That is for sure. Um, all right, so we move on to a damage control, which there is none. We move on to turn 5. Cannot move, but I can go deeper, which my rear end is doing. We got a hard ping off of our hull. All right, so I'm done moving. No one
The
else can move.
Nope.
And it's time for ASW.
Okay, I'll pull another battle.
Yep. So we're still looking for guys that are out. So for me, nothing counts. There's nothing.
I got it. It counts for me.
It does. You're up already. Okay.
There we go.
So there's nothing patrol. There's nothing at the top of the track. So he's going for the cup.
I got a false contact.
He's got a false contact, and now we have to resolve my deal first. So let's go back. We kind of got out of order there. Let's go back and do it in order.
Oh, yep.
So the first thing that we do is reduce the markers. So I need to reduce this one down to 0, which means it deletes, which means he's on top of me. So you actually pick this guy up and you put him in my location. So he is on top of me now. The next thing that we have to do is at 0, place escort hidden captain on the U-boat, which I just did. Clean up. There's nothing on the track to clean up. We just did this pulling of the cards and we were clean here. Now we have to do the search. Now he's searching for me, but he is using homing instead of acquiring. So we need to pull another battle card and hopefully he does not get me. I'll pull it. Looking at this thing, he's got me full contact. I'm
Hold
not.
on. Wait. It's sonar
It's. Oh, I'm sorry. Look at the
or
top.
homing.
Yeah, homing. So he doesn't have me. So
Nope.
what happens here now is he is now at lost contact 1. So I place a lost contact 1 on top of this counter here. And if I can get this down to lost contact 3, then I've evaded him. He will no longer have any level of contact on me. That's what I'm trying to do. And as the lost contact increase, his chances of dropping a good depth charge run on me decrease. So that's all good for me right there. But now we have to see if he's going to attack or not. So it was a failure. We are at range 0, so we go to K, and he is going to do a depth charge run on me. First thing that we have to do is to see if he's going to execute a run on me or not. And none of this stuff really matters to the side over here. Elite helmsman would. He does not have one, so he's only going to pull 1 card. If he had an elite helmsman, he would pull 2 cards, and if either one of them was successful, then we would continue on. So he's trying to see if he's going to hit me. Middle, center, top of the card, we're looking at the depth charge icon. I'll pull one, and it has a green check mark. Let me get big for people.
I think somebody wanted to see this attack. Who was it? James wanted to see an attack. So here you go. This is it.
So we have a green check mark by that depth charge icon, which means he will execute an attack on me. And you'll notice over here on the attack on the map over here on the depth, we have 300 at 305. So these depth charges can attack from 105 all the way up to periscope. And you have that little arrow pointing up. I guess I could get a little closer here for you. So you can see at 105, depth charges go that deep. I'm at 60, so I'm in range to be depth charged. If I could get down to 120, then he can't reach me. Downside to that is I'm in the yellow, and if I have too much damage, I could implode. So there's that, that, do I go deeper or not? Let's see what happens with this attack. So looking at the escort one more time at the bottom right, you see a number. This one happens to be a 6. He's going to get 6 attacks against me. This is a mechanic that is intentional. I want this to be a slow, painful death, like probably a lot of them experienced. One depth charge after another around your boat, some, shaking you, some missing you. I wanted you to have that feeling. So this is how it works. We're going to do 6 of these. So we have ASW attack. I am at lost contact 1. You'll see lost contact 1 if you go down to 60 meters. Medium damage. So
are you at 60 or are you at?
I believe I'm at 60.
Oh yeah, you are at 60 meters. Okay, yep. My bad. I didn't realize. I thought you were deeper than that for some reason. So yep.
So I'm going to take medium damage. Now I may repull any of these cards. So there are all kinds of cards in the game you can repull. It's on every play aid. It'll give you the symbol if you can repull or not. This is something that I can repull. I can repull that card I just pulled. I could pull the damage if I don't like it. I could repull that, or I could just take it. I'm only down to two TPs left. I kind of like to save them for when those tracks get to like the word sunk. When they get near that word, I get a little nervous. So I kind of like to save them. So I'm taking this one. So I will pull a detonation damage. And I will look at this, and I'll look at the right-hand side. It says U-boat damage, medium. I'll go down that column. There's only one check mark, and that is my periscope. My periscope's going to take medium damage. I got off.
That's not too bad. It could be worse.
Oh yeah, I got off pretty good on that one. So I come here, I go to my periscope, and I give it medium damage. Okay, let's pull another one. I mean, I really don't want to, but. And here we go. Second attack. 60 meters, lost contact 1, light damage. All right, I'll take it. Light damage. 1 level of gas. Okay. All right. I mean, it could be worse. So gas is going to go. That's says floating, but okay, it's gas. Now, if that gets all the way to the top, I'm going to take a light wound every turn to a random location, officer or crew location, until I surface and vent it. So that could be a problem. That could be an issue. So we're going to go with our third attack. I want to do something real quick here. A little bit. There we go. All right, so the third attack is coming my way. And again, light damage. I'll take it. Light damage this time, 1 flooding, Hydrophones get light damage. So flooding 1, now that is that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Flooding is not contained; it's full flooding, and hydrophones have light damage. And I have done 3 full attacks. I'm going to clean them and do 3 more.
Mike Nerd Workshop jumped in, by the way, a while back, but he says you can only say it could be worse so many times.
I know it. I know it. Oh, I'm sure he's loving this part.
He said he spent a whole mission evading an escort one time on the outside.
At GMT West, man, he was busy. All right, so here we go. Attack. Here we go. Nothing.
Nothing. Yep.
And another attack. Come on. Nothing.
Okay. So far, so good.
Wait, one more.
A medium.
I'll take the medium. I'll take the medium. So detonation, medium. Oh, 2 flooding. All right, 1, 2 flooding. That's okay. I can still get it down 1.
Mike, Doug says he's been playing the game for the last few days, and the tension and excitement feels so real. In my opinion, this is going to be a classic. Thanks, Mike.
I really appreciate that, Doug. I really, really appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, I played this a whole bunch of times, and I still like playing it, so that says something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that's it. That is what has happened to me. Oh boy, that was I could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah. We say that a lot in this game, I've noticed. Every time we've played, oh, that could have been worse. Well, that could have been worse.
Until we're sunk, and then Nerd's right. So what do I have here? I could repair the bow. I worry about the hydrophones, because if you lose your hydrophones, you have to disengage or just be on the surface, which isn't good, right?
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
And the periscope is a little bit of a concern too, because if I get that periscope with too much damage on it, then there are consequences. So I'm going to bring up a play aid, because we're kind of looking at this right now.
Yep.
So people can look at it, and it would be
the damage is on A.
on A.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of the sequence. It's pretty basic when you get the damage.
It's not on A.
You sure it's at the bottom? The damage, or are you?
No. I want to show like damaged parts of the boat. That is approach. No. Escort.
Oh, James says Das Boat in a box, right up there with the excitement of Skies Over Britain. Yeah, I agree. That's Mike's done a great job with this. I definitely agree with it. It's been fun to play. It's fun to watch the development of it as too. So that was one of the things that I really got to get into.
I appreciate that, James. So if you look at this play aid that I have up here, we have U-boat damage effects. So for torpedo tubes and crew, all of this matters. Light, medium, all that stuff gets put on. For all of these sections here, when you get to heavy or destroyed, so at heavy damage or destroyed, these effects are going to happen. So, yeah, so like I was talking about my periscope. So if I get to heavy damage, I take one more hit of my periscope. I got to switch to my observation scope, and it's a -2 TDC calculation, because it's not made for calculating. If I'm using my periscope, right? If I'm underwater at periscope depth, it's a -2 to my TDC calculations, which is horrible. So every little bit and every part of your boat matters when it starts to get damaged, and it's all right here for you. All right, so the next thing that we're doing is ASW. I mean, damage control. That would be me.
Yep, I don't have anything going on, so
Okay, I'm going to use so the flooding is not contained. So the first time that I repair it, I'm going to flip it to its contained side. The second time, hopefully, I'm going to move it down 1 to L. I can't go any farther. That's the hopes here. And I'm not going to use my mid because my midship can repair my periscope or my bow. Okay, there's nothing in the stern, so I'm going to use my stern first. I need 4 or higher.
You got a 10.
So the flooding is contained.
Which is good because if you would have failed it, you would have had to move it up
Yes.
after all the damage. Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of damage control, if you have not contained fire or flooding, it moves 1 up the track. Okay, so that's really good. Now it comes down to what do I want to repair? Do I want to repair my hydrophones, which will keep me in the fight? But it's only light damage, so it could take 1 more hit. It can't take 2 because it'll be at heavy. Oh boy. I mean, I could fix it at heavy, but there's a -3 modifier to it. Or do I go for my periscope? I'm going to do my periscope. So that's the midship. So I'm going to save the midship for that. And I'm going to use my bow to do flooding. So bow's going to do flooding. Whew, just got it.
Got it.
Contained and down. And now my bow will do the periscope. And come on.
Oh, just barely. Good one.
So it was at medium. Now it goes down to light. Every time you repair it, it goes down 1 level. So that's it. I am done. I don't want to redo any of my crew. I want to keep them where they are. I think. Do I want to move these guys to the stern for this turn? I am. I'm going to move these guys to the stern because there's no damage back there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then I could work on this stuff maybe better. Okay, that's it. Damage control is done.
All right. We'll knock out 1 more turn and then we'll call it this session. So we'll go through probably another attack sequence here. So which will be cool. But so we are on an even turn now. This is turn 6.
This is turn 6.
So we can do some movement.
Gotta get up higher.
Yeah, I know, but it's so dangerous.
Well, 6, 7, no, we may come in 8, 9. If I could hold out till 10, I could get all the way up to the corner, but that's it.
Camp, the escort will attack again automatically. Oh, geez, I just cracked.
Well, not automatically. He still has to pull.
Oh, yeah, he still has. Yeah, you still have to pull it. But yes, you do have to check every time. It's a real good chance. Yes, it is. So
he could, he may not. You know, I could get deep enough. Possibly, I could get down to 90 this turn. Like if he doesn't attack, the next turn I could get below and be below, and I'm not in crush depth. So looking at my boat, the second O, this orange up above, is crush depth. So I don't have to worry about crush depth on L and O. So if he doesn't attack this turn, I'm going to get away from him, which would be awesome.
Yep, for sure.
All right, so everybody moved?
Yes, everybody's moved.
Not everybody. Deeper. Now, the bad part about going deeper, it takes, that many more turns to get back up into attack position. So the deeper you go, the longer it takes you to get back into the fight.
For sure.
Okay, so that's it. So it's ASW time.
Okay, so let's go with that. So escort movement.
We move, which is done. There's nothing on the board. He's already on top of me.
Okay, so then we do the escort location check then?
Yep. So pull 1 and see where we are.
We're both in trouble.
Well, one of us could be in trouble.
Yep. So you're 1 and I'm 2. So then we pull a random card, correct?
Yep.
Okay, you're 1, I'm 2.
Oh, no.
Nope.
Let's see if one shows up. If he does, then we'll do it. We'll save some time.
Okay, that sounds good. Do we only check one or do we check both of ours?
We only check one. Only one
Okay.
can show up, and then we randomize who he goes after, who he picked up.
I gotcha. Okay, I'll go ahead and check that.
Okay, go for it.
Let's see. Draw escort. False contact.
Excellent. So he nothing there. We don't have to do the whole other thing. That's
Yep.
done. But we do have to do this attack. So let's see if he'll attack me or not.
Yep, sounds good.
Miss.
No, she does. Dang it.
Okay, well here we go. 6 more attacks. But
Let's see here. Can you explain the special circle rule for the depth charge attacks?
the special circle rule. Special circle rule. I don't know what that is. Are you asking why?
We'll go ahead and start pulling this, and we'll see if we can get it narrowed down a little bit more. If something comes up.
Was it? I'm going to back it up one and ask if this was your question. I was checking. I'm going to go big on this. I was checking the middle section up above on the top of it with the depth charge marker. So he's on top of me. He's making depth charge runs.
Oh, on the depth charge, if you pull a circle in your hit. Is there a circle on one of the chart card?
Oh, there's an implosion.
Oh, it's an implosion. Okay.
Yeah, there's an implosion marker. If we run across it, I'll show it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a circle. That's right. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. So here we go. I'm going to clear these, and I'm going to pull my first attack. And
okay. I see. It's just the difference. So if you look at, I think he's talking about the depth charges, the depth chart. There's circle here, there's hexagons here, and there's squares here.
Oh, that is for colorblind.
Okay. So, okay, that's it.
If you can't see the green, yellow, or red for colorblind issues, we also put some shapes in there so you know where you're at.
If that's what you're asking about, by the way.
Yeah.
That may be it. I'm not 100% sure.
That could be the thing. The other thing we didn't do is we have to see if he hits me before he attacks me. So we know he's going to attack me, but he had to search.
Oh, yeah, because it could be a loss too, which is even better.
I'm going to do the search first. So here we go. Battle deck. Looking down here. Oh, that's terrible.
He got you.
He got me, and now he's full contact.
Ooh, this is not going to be good.
Do I use a TP to evade?
Oh, he was asking about the implosion, by the way.
Okay.
But I like the colorblind thing, by the way. I did not realize that you did that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm always thinking about.
You were thinking of rough, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. So if I do an evade and I'm successful, he will go to lost contact 2, which means I've almost gotten rid of him. I only have 1 TP left, which I could use again for him to. Interesting. I'm going with the evade. Oh, God, I don't know about this. All right, I'm down to 1. And I'm going to pull a battle card to evade. Yes. So now I go to lost contact 2. I'm at 90 meters, lost contact 2 for this attack. I think that was smart, but we'll see. Here comes the first attack. All right. Lost contact 2, 90, nothing. Attack. Nothing. Attack.
Heavy.
Oh, heavy damage. Oh, whoa. Don't do this to me. Why are you doing this to me? Okay, I'll take the heavy. I'm going to regret this. Do I take the heavy?
You only have one TP left.
You have one TP left. I mean, heavy. Let me pull up my boat again. Two movements on depth, and I'm in crush depth, and I am deep enough to be crushed. Oh boy, this is an important decision right here. I don't know what to do. All right, chat, what should we do? If we spend our last TP, re-pull this card, maybe we will not go into crush depth damage. And next turn we can get away, hopefully. But then we are at the fate. Use the TP, use the TP. All right, we'll use it. That's it. We're done with TPs.
Well, you're on your own now, Mike.
I am. So here we go. I'm pulling another attack. Nothing.
Nothing. Well, that was at least good. It would always suck when you pulled the if you would have pulled a heavy again.
Yep. So that's 3 attacks. I'm going to do 3 more. 90 light damage.
Like,
I'll take the light. I have no choice.
yep.
At this point, there's no. Okay, no flooding. Light damage on the diesels.
Mm-hmm. And a crew.
And a crew. Well, pull 10 for me. Tell me what crew.
Yep. 9.
9. That is my stern. Okay, well, they're going up to medium. Okay, so that was 1 pull. 2 more. Here we go. 90, nothing.
Nothing. And a medium.
Here we go. Come on. All right, no flooding. Tube 5 there's nothing in it. It has medium damage. And what else? Uh-oh, fire.
Fire 1.
Oh, 1 level of fire. All right, I could deal with this. Oh, boy. All right, well, now you're seeing 2 attacks. I've survived 2 attacks. That doesn't happen that often. Usually, if you get 2 attacks, you're usually in pretty big trouble. But we're doing okay here. So that's all for the attacks. And now we have damage control. Oh, okay, damage control. I don't have any flooding. I didn't take any flooding. That's pretty awesome. So I got to get the fire under control. And what else do I need to do? I don't really care about tube 5.
No.
So stern. Oh, wow, stern's a -3. Okay, so the stern is going to go and he's going to try fire. So I need a 7 or higher. 7 or higher. All right, here we go. Nothing came out. Did it? Or oh yeah, an 8. Oh, hey, I did it.
Oh yeah, you did. Yep.
So, oh no, it's fire. Contain the fire. Excellent. That was the stern. Okay, now the bow is going to fight the fire. He's 4 or better. Goodbye, fire. Delete that. You'll notice if it gets up to box 2, there's a -1 die roll modifier for this repair because the fire is getting almost to sunk. It's getting out of control. And then I have one left, which is my mid. And my mid is going to do, well, he only has one choice. He's going to do the periscope. And we fail on that one. So there we go. We have successfully gone through new turn. I will go ahead and move the turn marker for next
Yep.
time.
Yeah, we'll stop it here. We've been going for 2.5 hours and it's about ready to get interesting. So this will be a great place to start it up next time.
Yeah, next time there'll be no explanations. We'll just start and we'll be starting to enter. So yeah, should get pretty crazy next time.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I save this.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Start of turn 7. There we go. All right. I'm not sure when the next time is. I'm gonna have to get with Mike and we'll get our schedules, but it'll be sooner rather than later. I'm hoping I'll talk to Mike and we'll see where we're up to.
yeah,
So.
I'm out next week. We're going to the coast, so I'm out Sunday through Friday.
Okay. Maybe next weekend we'll take a look.
Yeah,
So
or maybe this weekend if you find some time or something.
yep, we'll see what we can do. I'll see what's going on. Maybe if you're gone Sunday, maybe there is some time Saturday, but the game's on Saturday.
Yeah,
Game.
yeah. Well, we could always do a Friday or Thursday.
Well, Friday I'm booked up. I have a stream with Thomas Van Here and his new
right.
game.
Right.
Oh, it's Game of Drones, and I want to thank Greg Amos. He developed a Vassal module, so we don't have to look at my crappy print and play counters. So yes, we are on for Friday. It'll be noon on Friday. I'll be with Historic Wings. We'll be going over his new Game of Drone games that was just released yesterday, Friday, I think it was. So yep, it's gonna be fun on that one. And Mike, I appreciate this has been a blast. Really enjoyed it. And it seems like it is good. Everybody enjoyed it, and we'll get back to it too.
Yeah.
We plan on playing this thing through at least for the short campaign, so that way we're all good on that one. So I hope everybody else has enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
we'll be looking forward.
It was informational for everybody.
Mm-hmm. So with that, I will sign off and say have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.